Hey you guys, if you're watching this video, you are wanting to know how to promote to Superstar Consultant, which is super duper awesome. This video is going to be really big. Let me just say that. Not necessarily long, but I mean, it's going to be a really big video because you are on the verge of promoting to Superstar Consultant, which is right there at Director. That's crazy. Crazy in a good way. Crazy in a good way. Okay, so if you've made it this far, it means that you have been sponsoring and recruiting and leading the way. You've been an awesome leader, and I am so proud of you, and I'm cheering you on. I cannot wait to see you reach the next level and hopefully reach the top, you know? So if you have made it this far, you're a star consultant and you're wanting to promote to Superstar. So that means that you've had 2 active frontline. You had to have 2 active frontline to promote to Star Consultant, and you had to have 500 PRV as well as 2,500 GWV, and that's your group wholesale volume. And y'all, like, that's mind blowing. It's not that far of a leap from here to Director, and it's not that far of a leap from here to Superstar Consultant. So just remember that. Don't forget what, PRV and GWV is. That's 2 different things. GWV is 75% of your group's PRV. I hope that makes sense. So for example, if you had 1,000 GWV, that's really 1,333 PRV. So times your PRV by 75%, and that gives GWV. Hopefully that doesn't confuse you. Just look at the comp plan and you can kind of understand it. But let's talk real quick about title versus rank as far as what that means. So rank is what you are performing at. Title is what your title is. So for me, I'm a director. So as a director, I have to have, certain requirements, which would be 500 PRV, 3 active frontline, and over 10,000 GWV. Now, if I don't have my requirements, I'm paid at whatever level that I'm at. Does that make sense? Paid at title would mean that I have all of my director requirements, but if I don't meet those director requirements, I'm paid at whatever rank that I'm at. So if I only have star consultant numbers, I'm paid at that rank because that's what I'm performing at. So just keep that in mind. You want to be paid at title because you want to perform at your title you know what I mean? You want to, if you're a star consultant, you want to be paid at title as a star consultant. So just keep that in mind. I've got some notes wrote down here. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at because I want to make sure that I'm covering as much as I can in this video because this is your step 2 director. It's only up from here. If you're this far, you have seen the blessing that Scentsy is giving you, whether that's, your paycheck or the friends and family and consultants that you have seen within our Slayin Wickless group and Sense from Heaven and everything. But it's only up from here, you guys. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. I can only stress it to you so much, but keep pushing because director is literally, it's right there. It's right there. And then after director, all those star director and superstar director are just so freaking close. So close. So let's talk about your requirements as a star consultant to promote to superstar consultant. So a superstar consultant's requirements. Now here's the cool thing that I'm going to tell you guys. Look, you have to have 500 PRV. You've been having to have that. You had to have that to get to lead and to star. So you got to have 500 PRV, 1 more active frontline. So 3 active frontline. That's it. And you know what's really crazy? That 500 PRV and that 3 active frontline is the only, that stays the same from here on out for a director, star director, and a superstar director. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. So the only thing that's really changing is now instead of 2,500 GWV and 2 active frontline, you need 6,000 GWV and 3 active frontline. Now, the reason I say that this is such a big promotion is because I lost my train of thought, you guys. Mom brain, sorry. Totally just lost it. But the reason that this is such a big promotion is because this promotion, going from 2,500 to 6,000, you're more than doubling your GWV. And if you're more than doubling it, you are growing a lot and you're sponsoring and recruiting and your team is working really hard and you're being a great leader. So that's going to keep multiplying, and that effect is just going to kind of not toss you, but help toss you up to director. Because you got to think about it. Director from superstar consultant, it's only a 4,000 GWB jump. Your jump right now that you're taking from star consultant to superstar is so much bigger, and that's so awesome. You're setting yourself up so much for that promotion to director. So just keep that in mind. But remember that you have to keep recruiting and teaching your team too. Because if you think about it, say you have 4 people on your team. If they each sponsor somebody this month, that's 4 new people on your team. 5 if it's including you. If they sponsor somebody, you see how that keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. So you need to stand by, I call it a 2 by 2 by 2, a 2 by 2 by 2 by 6 plan. 3 2s and a 6. But that plan is basically 2,000 PRV in a month, 2 new recruits a month, 2 Scentsy clubbers a month for 6 months, and see where you're at. That, like, literally, do that consistently for 6 months, and I promise you your business will be changing and booming, and just, it'll be amazing. So I always like to say that, like, me as a director, as a leader, just in general, I always try and have 2,000 PRV a month, because remember, you get that bonus. You get that 5% bonus on your sales. And I always try and have at least 2 new recruits a month. Does that mean that I always have a new recruit every single month? No, there's months that I've had 0. There's months that I might have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, but at least I'm trying, because if you're trying and having those joint conversations, you're opening your mouth and you're spreading the word about Scentsy. You're opening and planting seeds in those people, and and whatnot. So just remember that. And then 2 new clubbers. Y'all, clubbers. If you're not clubbing, you need to be, and you need to be telling your people about it. If you don't even know what club is at this point, you need to go learn. Go learn what club is, because Scentsy Club is awesome, and that is reoccurring PRV that's coming in. So definitely learn about Scentsy Club if you don't. But having that 2,000 PRV, 2 new recruits a month, 2 new Scentsy clubbers a month, and doing that for 6 months, your business will flourish. I promise you guys. So as you're sponsoring people, add them to this board app. Use it for both of you guys. You're using it as a leader to help lead your people, but then also they need it so that they can use it for themselves and help to lead their people as well. So share this app, share the link with them, because y'all need this. I promise you, you need this. This app, this whole folder has everything you need in it to help you get to all the next levels in your Scentsy business. So with that being said, you need to make sure that you're still booking parties and growing your customer base. Booking parties is always going to be something that you're going to want to do in your business. Don't think it's just a new consultant thing, because it's not. You probably at this point you have a pretty good customer base and a pretty solid customer base, but you need to continue to grow that, because you're not going to have customers that want to order every single week or every single month. You need to have new customers coming in to keep your PRV growing and, stable. So keep sponsoring, keep recruiting, keep teaching your team to do that, and then keep booking parties and growing that customer base. Okay, but also, if we're growing our customer base and everything, how do we want them to come back? Like, how do we want to keep that customer base? I know we've probably talked about it before, but I just want to make sure that I am really instilling it into your mind and keeping it in your mindset that you have to treat your customers right. You have got to treat them right. You have got to give them a reason to want to stay with you instead of Susie Q down the street. You know what I mean? So treat your customers right. Whether that is putting systems in place, which we'll talk about in just a second, or whether that is in your follow-up, thanking them, whether you go the extra mile, whether it's, and don't think an extra mile means extravagant, but I'm just saying, just doing a little bit more than the bare minimum is going to help you get to these next levels. Doing the bare minimum gets you nowhere. That keeps you where you're at. If you do a little bit more, you're slowly, gradually getting to the next level. I hope that makes sense. But treat your customers right. And by doing that, you're going to keep that solid customer base. And then when you have new ones come in, you're keeping them around too. So, but if you are wanting to hit Superstar Consultant, you should probably most likely have at least 1 or 2 systems in place. Don't think you have to have 27 million systems, because you don't. And you don't even really have to have a lot. But if you don't have a system in place right now, you need to have one in place. And you might be thinking like, Brie, what does that even mean? What is a system? What are you talking about? But mini habits. Basically, those are systems. Things that you do on a consistent basis that help you in your business. So that might be whether y'all use the Amy app for customer follow-ups, because let me tell you one thing, you have to follow up with your customers. Do not think that they're just going to order and then that's it, and then that they're going to keep coming back, because they're not. You have to follow up with them. And that kind of ties into treating your customers right too, because if you're following up with them, you're reaching out to check on their order, make sure it arrived safely, made sure nothing was wrong, asking them how they like their scents and their products, and then you're reaching out to them at a later date to make sure that they don't need to maybe hop on your bulk order that's going in, or that they're doing okay and not needing anything, and you're building that customer relationship too. So make sure that you have systems in place. Some good ones to start, if you don't currently have any, is you need to have a follow-up system. And that could be whether you use it through the Amy app, or I personally use Project Broadcast. If you want information on Project Broadcast, I will probably have another video posted somewhere in this folder, so go look for it. But Project Broadcast is super awesome. It is like a automated texting service, but not like customizable, if that makes sense. And I'll just kind of leave it at that, because this video is not about that. It's about helping you get to Superstar Consultant. But putting these systems in place really, really helps you guys, because one of the biggest reasons why I love systems so much is, for example, say you give Susie a sample of Go-Go Mango Wax and you don't write that down. Now it's been a week or 2, maybe 3 weeks, and Susie goes, I love that sample that you sent me. I want to order a 6-pack of that. What are you going to tell Susie when she asks that and you have no idea what sample it is, and she threw the little baggie away, so she doesn't know either? That's bad customer service. In all honesty, that's bad customer service. But if you had a system in place to keep track of what you sent Susie, you could easily go look and say, oh, was that the Go-Go Mango Wax that I sent you? Yeah, sure. Let me get you a 6-pack. You know, see, it's that simple. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant or anything like that, but having that system in place for follow-up and for what you're sending people in samples is a big thing. And as a leader, having one for leadership-wise is really good too. So, okay, but we talked about treating your customers right, but don't forget that you have to treat your team right too. You have to lead the way and show them the way within their Scentsy businesses. You remember when you were a new consultant, somebody had to show you the way, whether that was me as your sponsor or the Scents from Heaven group or whoever your sponsor was. You were shown the way, whether it was through videos, through the workstation or whatnot, but you want to make sure you're replicating that and showing the way for your team as well. You have to have a leader mindset, and part of that mindset is being positive too. Nobody wants to be around negativity, and I personally, I don't tolerate it in my group. My people know, and you should know too at this point, that I'm not big on negativity. I am about positivity, and so I always say, as a leader, you should be venting up and not down. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, is vent up, whether that's to me or another fellow, maybe star consultant or superstar consultant or, director, star director, whoever, but vent up. You never want to vent down to your team, because they're not necessarily in the place in their business that they're like, oh, I understand, it's just like a hard thing, and then we'll get like, you don't want to scare them off is basically what I'm saying. If you vent down, it's so easy to scare off a new consultant because they're like, whoa, So just make sure that you are doing stuff that you want replicated for your team. An example could be, maybe we had a launch and an item sold out. And so it's no longer available. Instead of like maybe going into the group and saying like, I'm so mad, this item sold out. I wish I could have got it. I wish they had more. They should have more of this. Maybe turn that around to like, well, what else can I sell out? You know, that sold out. Maybe I can sell this out too. Let me try doing a bundle of this or whatnot, but making it a positive thing instead of a negative thing. And like I said, leading from the front. Leading from the front is really big. You cannot ask your teammates within your team to do stuff that you're not doing yourself. Like, you can't tell them that they need to have 500 PRV a month if you're not having 500 PRV a month or at least active. You can't tell them that they need to be recruiting like crazy if you're not even recruiting yourself. So keep that in mind, because you want to make sure you're doing things that they can easily say, like, okay, she's doing that. That's what's helping her get to these next levels and promote. So I need to be doing that too. Because if they look at you and they see that you're not active, or, you know, you're not leading, you're not growing, you're not building, booking parties and sponsoring people, they're going to think that they don't have to do that either. So make sure that you are leading from the front. So with that being said, I am so proud of you guys, and I am definitely cheering you on. I am your biggest cheerleader. I know I say that every single video, but I really am, because I only want you guys to succeed and to hit these next levels and to promote to the top, because Scentsy has been such a blessing in my life, and I love sharing that blessing and that opportunity with others. So if you have any questions, please reach out and ask. Use this app to your advantage, to your abilities, because I have pretty much anything and everything inside of this app, and I'm slowly adding new stuff as I'm able to help you guys. It's stuff that's helped me hit director. It's stuff that's helped your superstar director, Brianna Rouse, hit director, and that I've learned and, you know, talked with other leaders and directors and star directors and superstar directors that have helped them. So does that mean that it's going to necessarily help you in the same way? No, but if I can offer you this information and even one little thing can help you, then that is a job. It would just make me so happy. So like I said, if you have any questions, you got this. Please reach out and ask me, but I'm so excited, and hopefully I will see you super soon on the next video of at that point you would be a superstar consultant, so then we would be figuring out how to get you to director. So I'm so excited for you. Keep doing the things that you're doing, and keep doing the stuff that I've told you in this video. Use it, use it, use it, and I will see you on the next video. And bye, you guys.